Yo, yo. Where was I yesterday? Count was banned, bro. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that word on here, but yeah, we're waiting for our account to get restored. Finally got restored last night. Datawick high, Datawick high, Datawick high, Datawick low. Tyler, what's up, man? I did get it back. You, the real Datawick high. Got the account back, Ballas. We're live over on the Tickety Talk. Aaron, what's up, man? How am I feeling today? I'm feeling great. Feeling good, living better, man. What was the news for the data week? Iran said Iran State TV. We have a draft of the initial unofficial framework of the MOU with the U.S. U.S. military forces will withdraw from vicinity of Iran and lift naval blockade. In return, Iran is committed to restoring the number of commercial transit ships through Hormuz to pre-war levels within 1 month. Military vessels are not included in this draft agreement. The management and route of ship traffic through the Strait of Hormuz will be handled by Iran in cooperation with Oman. Yeah, that was what the news was. GLB, what's up, man? Yeah, Ballas, it's impersonation, man. Show the dogs just so I know it's you. You're funny. W for getting the account back, yes. I think I appealed like 30 different times, so finally I woke up in the middle of the night, had to use the bathroom, and I had a notification on my phone that it was back. I was like, yes. There we go. Appreciate that, Ballas. Appreciate that, man. Dagon, what's up, dude? I was expecting this to kind of dump back into this range right here. Maybe that'll happen when the market opens, or maybe it'll just shoot up. But I was expecting all this sell side to get absorbed. Who's that Ballas guy? Why is he always asking for your dog? Do you even have a dog? Oh, man. It could happen, Jay, but we'll see. Bullish news with the Ron headline that came out at 8:19, 8:20. I don't think this deal sounds very good if these are the points of the deal. I mean, what Iran's going to be in charge of the Strait? I mean, I'm waiting to see what we get out of this agreement. That's obviously from Iranian state TV, so of course they're gonna make it sound like a win for them. But it'll be interesting to see what the actual things are. I can't see us agreeing to them being in charge of the Strait. Data wick low. Data wick low. Data wick low. Data wick high. Which copy trader do you like? Trade sinker. Floating 1K in the short right now. Yeah, I mean, I think you look good. You look good down to the 40s here at least. I think a sweep of this data wick would be where I'd be tempted to start trailing pretty aggressively. Z-Lifts, what's up, man? You're looking good, dude. You're looking big. Look like you've been hitting it hard. Thanks, Amanda. How do I get a beard? I don't know, man. I struggled with a beard for most of my life. It wasn't until 5 or 6 years ago. By the way, if you see a big splotch right here, I don't have a patchy beard. I was trying to trim. This is what happens. So I trim my beard. Historically, I'll trim my beard and then I'll nick something like this where I'll cut way too much off and then I'll just shave the whole thing. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. It'll grow. I'm not going to cut the whole thing off. So, no, I do not. It's not over on the left, it's on the right, excuse me. It's right here. Quit running around in circles. Subscribe to our bot and let AI trade for you without losing. Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. What's your experience with denied payouts? I've only been denied 2 payouts before, and it was from Apex, and it was because I broke a rule. It's because I broke the MAE rule, and I knew I was going to get denied. I mean, they're pretty clear about that. This was back when they still had a pretty aggressive MAE rule. Other than that, I've never been denied a payout. ODTE, still in Philly, looking good today for the upside. God bless. Talk soon. Hey, God bless you too, man. Stay safe up there. You trade ICT order flow? I trade order flow and momentum combined loosely with ICT. What trade are you looking to take? Buy or sell? I'm not looking like that, man. It's not how I trade. I don't have a predetermined direction that I'm looking to trade. I'm waiting. Right now, I'm waiting for the market to open. Looks pretty good to the downside, to be honest, down to the 20s at least. We're getting that movement as we speak. But I like to figure out what direction we're going. This would have been a nice move to be a part of. I just wasn't willing to take this trade. Fully manual. I have messed with some EAs before, some expert advisors that I've coded and screwed around with that, but I don't do that anymore. I'm sure, Z, I think you were the one telling me you have the algos that you've coded and you make pretty decent money doing that. I'm just not at that point, man. I enjoy this too much. I like being able to use my discretion. I'm not at a point where I'm even considering making that move. I don't think I'm ready for that. Maybe in the future. What makes these trades Christian? My name. My name is Christian, and I am a Christian. You can do it for cheap, Z. I mean, you can paper trade for really cheap, man. The only real expense with paper trading is you want to have the live data to do it. So, all in that costs you maybe 20 a month or something, but it's not, I know that's even tough for some people to swing, but it's pretty doable. Baptist is a denomination of Christianity. Ah, I got you, Z. I got you. Yeah, I think in the future, man, there's going to be. Would you ever get baptized? I have been. I think I have a video on my page. I got baptized last year, man. Yeah, absolutely. Kyle, what's up, man? Done for the day. W for getting the. Well, did you take a trade? Kim, my day's going well. Yeah, I did get my TikTok back. We're live over there right now. I'm doing great, man. No new whips. I've had a change of heart in terms of where I want to allocate my funds. I'm looking to be very aggressive with my investments, especially how the market's been. I have a set goal that I'm trying to reach before I buy any toys. So I'm trying to be very, very, not frugal, but just smart about how I spend my money. Jamie, I appreciate that. JLB. I haven't personally seen that in person before, man. Bookmap looks like we got orders all the way down to 200, maybe even below that. So TikTok unfollowed me. You had to follow me back. That sucks. Why did they do that? It's weird. I was trading yesterday. I made a decent amount. I made all my losses back from last week in one session. So it was a pretty good day. Definitely can't complain about that. See if we can break this 200 level. How much do you make a day from it, from trading? And it varies. I'm averaging on my personal account right now about 400 a day, a little over 400 a day in profit. On prop firm accounts, I think my average is around like 800 or 900 a day, somewhere around there on winning days. With a daily win rate, I think I'm in the 87 percentile, and then trade win rate is a 66 percentile. Profit factors are 2.8, something around there. Those are the stats. Christian, you had to give the people over at TikTok my social security account back. Yeah, I gave it to them, man. I hope they'll take care of it. 2.8 is great, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's pretty decent, man. You know, it's paying the bills, so. You waiting for 9:30? Yes. Nurse Devin, what up? Zach, what's up, man? Are you waiting for 9:30? Yes. Just see old boy running again in the White House case. I did not see that. I heard about it. I did what you were talking about yesterday and took profits when I could instead of waiting for TP. How'd that turn out, Aaron? Ruben, what's up? What I think we're going to see today? I have no idea, man. To be honest, I think news headlines obviously are going to heavily dictate price action. But I'm really not sure what to expect. A lot of sell side underneath this. A lot of it. There you go. Love to hear that, Aaron. Christian, I think you do great in a lightweight title card for Freedom 250. What happened to your account? It was banned for impersonation. Juco, what up, man? Made 150 off of 4 micros. There you go. Stream is so peaceful. I appreciate that, man. That's what I aim for. I aim for focus and relaxation in terms of, I think that puts you in the best mind state to trade. I would play some music for you guys, but every time I do, I get shadow banned, so. I like the flex accounts, Trey. There's no consistency in the funded stage with the flex accounts. So I trade the flex accounts. Yeah, I'd love to put some lo-fi music on. No music, please. Yeah, I can't put it on because literally every single time I do, I get a notice that I'm doing something wrong. On the eval, it has 50% consistency. On the funded, it does not have any consistency. Christian, I'm turning 76 next month. Any tips for an old bloke like me? Lay off the blue pill, man. It can mess with your heart. Leave those tortas alone. I know how you like those. Hope to get some of last week's PA. Wow, I hated last week's PA. I hope we get yesterday's PA for the rest of my life. But I'm glad you did well last week, Juco. It's crazy how trading works. Some price action is so good for some people, and it's just not ideal for others. It's funny how that works. Yeah, it was this. The follow through yesterday was unreal. Do you only trade NQ? I trade ES as well, but I think for this year so far, I can't really say that I've taken many ES trades. I've mostly been trading NQ. Yesterday's price action will get me anywhere I want to go. Yeah. Verse of the day. Good call. Good call. Good call. Verse of the day is Acts 20:24. However, I consider my life worth nothing to me if only I may finish the race and complete the tasks that the Lord Jesus has given to me. The task of testifying to the gospel of God's grace. Miles, what up, man? It's a pretty dump, definitely. Data wick low, data wick low, data wick high. Nah, no tortoise outside yet, man. It's sunny. It's cloudy. The sun looks like it might be trying to poke out, but yeah, Kim, I got you. It is Acts 20:24. However, I consider my life worth nothing to me if only I may finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given to me, the task of testifying to the gospels of God's grace. My pops decided to destroy my PC. Dang, that's rough, man. Yeah, we've been getting a good amount of rain. The week before last, I was in the dumps. Last week was like an angel for my strat. That's awesome, man. Dylan, appreciate that. Should I enter short? Man, that's totally up to you. I don't like to, there's so many different trading styles and philosophies and thoughts that I don't try to tell people what to do. I don't tend to bash or criticize people for taking certain trades unless there's just like really no clear direction. So you do what you want to do. Really? That sucks, Miles. I'm very glad I got a supportive family, man. All types of support. Just for the 25K flex, any tips looking to scale this account? Tips on passing it? Just got the 25K. Just take it slow and easy, man. Stick to micros. It's not that hard to pass those accounts. Don't overthink it. Don't overtrade. Make sure you're very selective about the trades that you choose to take. I'd say stick to micros. Five or six micros is plenty for that size account, maybe even less. Put your risk settings to, I think 750 is the profit target 1500. I think the profit target's 1500 on those. If it is, go into your Trade-A-Bait, set your risk settings to make sure that your daily profit target is 750. That way, you don't go over it. You don't mess up your consistency. Yeah, just take it slow and easy. Passed my first 50K eval yesterday. Now I'm terrified. No reason to be terrified, Zach. No reason at all, man. Trade like you were trading that passed, that got you to pass in the account. No reason to be terrified, man. No, thank you, George. Yeah, don't make over 250 per day. A couple $100 per trade should be your max loss. Maybe 150, 200 bucks. But you need to structure, I always recommend structuring your stops based on market structure, not just a set fixed dollar amount. So make sure you're sizing appropriately for wherever your entry is, that your stop can be based on market structure. You need to put a stop somewhere in terms of, or in relation to market structure that says, okay, if price goes beyond this point, that means the trade is no longer valid. It doesn't need to be dictated by price or how much money you're willing to lose. It needs to be dictated by market structure, and you need to adjust your risk according to that market structure. Clay, what's up, man? Christian, I think if I get 3 more monitors, a plant, and some LaCroix, I'll be profitable. I can tell you it's a good formula. I don't have the LaCroix today. Actually, somebody asked me how I'm feeling. I'm actually feeling like crap, man. I've been feeling like crap for like a week. Very weak in terms of my energy levels. Like getting winded just walking around. I feel like I can't get enough sleep. I'm trying to just drink water. I don't know what's going on with me. I thought I was fighting something off, but it's just not going away. Yeah, Aaron, that's pretty much exactly what I do, man. 1 mini, 50K, take profits when you can, yeah. I think it's an energy frequency thing. It could be, man. Yeah, my FPV, my stomach's been messed up too. Like I don't know what's going on. I need to get my blood work done. I haven't been on tests now for like 3 or 4 months. I think that probably has something to do with it. Probably has a big part to do with it. There's a lot of liquidity under us, wowzers. A lot of liquidity under us. It could pump. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing on the book map. That's NQ. This is ES. So potentially come down and take those orders and then pump, or just completely dump. Hollywood, that's interesting. I'm definitely going to look at that. That's very interesting. All right, 30 seconds, guys. Everybody be patient. Be very selective about your trades. Don't overtrade. Don't feel FOMO. Don't feel like you have to click the button. Wait till it's clear. Wait till everything is in place for you to take your setup. Be very patient. You will thank yourself at the end of the day. Good luck, everybody. Got the account back, did indeed. Absorbing all this liquidity that I was spotting underneath us here. ES has not. ES has not absorbed the rest of that liquidity down there. Still plenty of orders left underneath us on ES. NQ seems to want to just dump. Strong pullback there. Time do you normally go to sleep? Around 10. Usually in bed by 9, 9:30. Sleep by 10. That's what I try to do. A lot of liquidity still under us here. Tristan, appreciate that, man. There you go, Supreme. Good morning, good morning. 4K, dang. Very nice, man. So just hold on, we're going home. ES still has a bunch of orders under us. Bunch of orders under us. And there we go. Full TP right there, mother. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That is how we do it. That is how we do it. Still orders below us there. Dude, where's our signal? Still orders lower. Boom shakalaka. Five lucid accounts. 5 lucids. I love those lucid accounts, man. Now sit on your hands. Right underneath my butt. Now I'm gonna switch over to the other accounts. Gotta switch over to the take profit accounts. Orders coming in above us here up to 30,095. Back up to midnight area. Lewis, what's up, man? 1180 on my first funded. Very nice. Very nice. Still orders to be had underneath us, man. I don't know. I see this potentially going even lower. Where'd I get in on that trade? Up here somewhere. Can't even remember. It's around this area right here on this pullback. Show book map, yeah. Fin Q. ES absorbed a lot of that. Still some liquidity unders here. We keep getting these people injecting orders above that are dragging price back up. I took a little more of that actually. So 1,500 on 5 lucid accounts. There you go, Aaron. That's good to know something like that, man. Did that make your gut feel better? Can't say that it did, but definitely Nice to make some money. All right, Impulse. Glad you're up on the day. FBB. Holy cow. Very nice, man. Use Bookmap. Jay, I called it. I said I wanted to see all that sell side get absorbed. Think we could get a crash or a pullback someday? I mean, anything's possible with the markets, man. Something could happen at any given moment that could cause a dump. Back on the main account, we're here, Killian. More importantly, you're here. Now we can start trading. We were sitting here all talking about where is Killian. We can't take a trade till Killian gets here. So everybody, it's okay to take a trade now. Just scroll through a bunch of lives and you were one of the few to go short. Thank you, Bookmap. Yep. Do not doubt the Bookmap. Liquidity is king. How's the morning been? Well, here is the P&L, Killian. This is 5 Lucid accounts. Cannot complain. And if I did, who would listen? Never asked you, Christian, do you trade pre-market data? Sometimes, very rarely. If there's something like this that takes place pre-market, then I'll definitely jump in on it. But most of the time I wait for the market to open. I really like to wait. I don't like to take a trade between 9 and 9:30, but if something happens prior to that, you know, potentially I'll jump in. A lot of liquidity back up to the 50s and the 60s here. We've been getting these pullbacks and then strong dumps, so be careful. This could be the place where it turns around. but I'll show you exactly what I'm seeing on the book map. This looks clear to the upside here, but I don't, you know, we've been dumping pretty aggressively, so be careful. Zach, I took that dump. I took that big dump that we just had. Made $1,684 times 5 Lucid accounts. I'm going to clean this chart up for you guys. I'm going to leave that 100 level marked right above midnight. Clean up London, Asia, and New York PM. Data wick low. Leave midnight. Swept this, lot of liquidity to the upside here. Be careful, wait. There's a 5-minute gap, I think, in here. Yeah, we're in it right now. If we invert that, maybe do something, but this could be exactly where the pivot point was and it turned around, but just be careful with this dump, man. How many points was that? From market open. Market open was right here. Right here. 255 points. Big dump. Supreme, there's a guy I recommend checking out. His name is Rips. He crushes pre-market trades. If there's setups to be taken, I don't, you know, there's London's going on in those pre-market and New York pre-market. London session has good volume, typically has good follow through. So I don't bash people for taking pre-market trades. I myself, if I take them consistently, I don't tend to do well over a long period of time. But if I see moves like this pre-market, you know, sometimes you get these sorts of moves. I take them because then usually New York AM session just consolidates. So I try to capitalize where I can. You don't necessarily need to make 125. You can open a micro, one micro, hold it for like a minute or two, and then close it, and that should count as a trading day, Suarez. The trading day for TPT is not quantified by having a winning trade. It is quantified by having a trade and how long you keep it open. So you could technically have, you know, 3 losing days, and then the 2 winning days you have, you made your target profit, and you know, as long as you abide by the consistency, which is no more than 1,500 in a day, you'll still pass the account. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying about jumping into this too early. You're still sitting here in the middle of this 5-minute gap. We tapped into that other one and we just rejected hard out of it. So be careful. Wait for clear confirmation if you're looking for a long here. After you get a dump like this, you want to be very certain that you're finished dumping and we're starting to move up. It's better to be late into the trade and be right than to be early and be wrong. That's my viewpoint. BCS, what's up, man? Exactly, Samaj. You see liquidity and that means price wants to go in that direction. You don't see it as resistance or support in bookmap. Depends on the day. It depends on the day, but typically it is acting as a magnet for price to go in that direction. The buffer, are you on a 25K account? The 50K account, the buffer is 2,100. And I trade it the same way I traded the eval phase. I usually trade 1 or 2 minis. With you, I'd do 5 micros to 1 mini maybe. And I would look for the shorter trades, take profit when you can, and don't look for these long sweeping trades where you have, you go up 1,000 and then the price comes back and you're only up 500. Don't do that. That eats away at your drawdown pretty quickly. Trail your stops aggressively. There you go, baby. Hopefully you took profit because it turned right around on you. It's orders getting executed, basically. FPB. That's basically what absorption is. Orders being executed. You know, it would be beautiful is if we could get a move all the way down to here. Wouldn't be beautiful for my portfolio, but it would might be interesting to take some trades and capitalize today. But I don't think we're going to get that. We got a lot of liquidity coming in above us here. Nice. There you go. Short's done? Not sure, but it does on the book map. It does look that way. I would wait for at least an inversion of this 5-minute gap that we're sitting in right now. Two minutes until that candle closes. You still have a 15 above us. 15-minute inversion. I'd be very cautious here because it keeps getting these strong pullbacks, and the order book could shift really quickly and start going back down. I just got super scared. TradeSyncer just told me there's an order running and it's negative 1,200 and the position's negative 1,200. I just checked, all my positions are closed, so there's something false with that. I don't know what that's about. Let's refresh. I was like, oh crap, don't tell me I left the order open. Yeah, we're good. Don't play with me like that, man. You're in longs? I hope it plays out for you, bro. Order book just thinned up a lot. Still orders to the upside here. Can I play with those dogs? Yeah, I've done that several times, Supreme, several times. I've had it happen where I forgot that I had those limit orders set. Like, I closed early and I had to take profit level set. It didn't cancel the order out. I've had other times where I use TradeSyncer to cancel all orders and flatten all, and it doesn't do it for some reason. And I trusted it. So I shut everything down and come back later to find out that I blew everything. It's definitely, now what I do is I go through every account and I make sure that I've closed everything out on each instrument, on NQ, MNQ, ES, MES, just to make sure. And I do that on each account. Any trade? Yeah, we took one. So look at the P&L on the screen. Yeah, that's a terrible feeling, dude. It's a terrible feeling. And that's probably some of the worst feelings I've had with trading is like where you just had a killer day and then you come back to that. Was 500 away from passing, and it blew. That is nauseating. They're pretty close. They're not super off. Yeah, fair value gap that gets inverted. So we had a bearish, here's what I'm talking about, Samaj. You had this bearish fair value gap right here. And these are ICT principles. Not everybody trades ICT, but this is an ICT thing. So this was created on the way down. See, between this wick and this wick right here, that imbalance right there. So that was created on the way down. You would typically expect that to be a point of resistance. But if price closes, this 5-minute candle closed above it, that inverted it, so it becomes a level of support at that point. I think he was talking about leaving an order on the chart. I don't think RT was talking that he just blew the account. I think he was talking about like what we were talking about with leaving an order on the chart. Yeah, if you're trading ICT, this is a basic ICT concept where sorry, I'm watching price here. Oh, you just blew the account? Dang, dude. Sorry to hear that. So you had an imbalance created. Is it a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency? Basically, price wasn't offered fairly. That's the idea, because price moves so quickly. So this gap right here between this candle wick right here, and I don't know if you can see that very well. I probably should change these colors to be black. You can see them a little better. But that candle wick right there. So that's a fair value gap. This is on the 5-minute chart, so it's a 5-minute fair value gap. So you'd expect that if price comes back to this point, it will reject out of it. However, if price goes above it and closes, it becomes a level of resistance, and it's now an inverted fair value gap, or an inversion fair value gap, depending on how swarmy somebody wants to be with their definitions. So that would be a 5-minute inversion there. If we had not closed this candle above it, it would stay a level of resistance, meaning price would be respecting the fair value gap, and you would expect a continuation lower at that point. But we still have a 15 up here that we're dealing with. So you can see from this candle wick all the way to this candle wick is a 15-minute gap. And you can see that you can have this indicator that shows you. So this massive gap right here is a 15-minute gap. 15-minute fair value gap. Bearish, meaning you would expect price to come into it, reject out of it, and go lower potentially. Not always, potentially. Usually we'll retest it and then reject out of it. But if the price doesn't care about these sorts of things when it's moving based on news headlines. So if there's some super positive news that comes out right now, price is probably just going to blow right through all this crap. It's going to completely disregard the norms. But you can see how we tested into this. We came up to midnight. We came right to this 100 level, and then we rejected out of it. Doesn't mean we're going to continue to reject, but there was an initial rejection there. And again, these are ICT principles. Some people don't trade ICT. They think it's hocus pocus. Perfectly fine if that's how you feel. It works for some people. I know some people that make a tremendous amount of money trading it. But this is just one confluence. You can't go off of, you should never take a trade simply off of one confluence. You need to know where your draw and liquidity is. You need to know what the trend is. You need to know, like, have we swept any key levels already? There's a lot of different things to take into consideration. Lawson, what's up, man? You still jet lagged over there? C-Bum. Man, I've lost so much weight, you can't even call me C-Bum anymore. I'm looking small and pale. I appreciate it, though. Any trades today? Yeah, P&L's on screen. 1,600 times 5 so far. Yeah, jet lag sucks. There's not a ton of liquidity underneath us right now. Most of it is above. The order book could shift really quickly. Look at that. As soon as I say that, we just get this. Look at this. Literally, as soon as I'm saying that, there was nothing under us, really. Price just shot down. You think it's better to start on a prop account or personal account? I think it's better to start on a paper trading account. Once you've done that for a while, I think it's better then to switch to a prop firm account. I think you need to be trading a prop firm account for taking consistent, sizable payouts for 9 to 12 months before you move to personal capital. I can tell you from experience, you will get your butt whooped with personal capital if you make that switch too soon. Yeah, that was a nice short. You can see how the order book starts to fill up. You just had that order injected above us right here, and then these orders just got injected below us. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Maybe. InQ Draco. This is called Bookmap. This is level 2 data, shows institutional order flow. That's what it is. And this is the NQ chart. This is the ES chart. You can see we have all this liquidity down here. This is the VWAP up here. Very helpful. And they say ICT doesn't work, yeah. Switch accounts here. Hang on one second, I'm switching. Switcheroo. Hey, Suarez. Glad to hear it, man. Hope you had a good day. Saw you meeting up with PJ. Do I smell you joining as a coach with him? What sauce can he get? Nah, man. Nah, I got my own thing going. He's just a friend. He and his wife are good people, man. Fun to hang out with them. Does this cost? Yes, it's a little over 100 a month. Everett, sorry. My bad, man. There's a yes. Yeah, it's a little over 100 a month for Bookmap. Kai, it is interesting how people do treat him like a religion, like, or I think of it like like politics or like team sports or something. Like people always want to like argue about different philosophies. You'll never find me doing that, man. I am a firm believer that you can trade different strategies and find success. You know, order flow. You can find an order flow trader that is performing way worse than an ICT trader, and the difference isn't the school of thought or the philosophy. It's their ability to master their psychology. I think you can find success with almost any strategy. Even the one strategy that you will hear me make fun of, but I think it still works for some people, is trend line trading. I think if you're a swing trader, trend lines make way more sense, but intraday trading, I don't think they make as much sense. But I still think there's people who trend line trade who can find tremendous success, who have found tremendous success. It's all about your ability to master your psychology. Tori put a bad name on trend lines. You won't find me talking about specific people, but I'm not going to argue with you on that, Kai. I think that people can find success with virtually any strategy as long as they can master their psychology. So find what works and makes sense to you, stick to it, block out the noise from any haters talking crap on your, you know, whether you're an ICT trader or order flow trader. Don't listen to people talking crap about what it is that you trade. If it works for you, stick with it. Stick with it. Yeah, Tate, it cost a little over 100 a month. It cost a little over 100 a month, but it just made us, let's see, 1,600 times 5 there. 1,684, 1,632, 1,632, 1,580, 1,539. So that's the P&L for the Lucid accounts for the day. So I mean, one trade with one account pays for 10 months. You know what I mean? Or a year's subscription if you buy it like that. What's your philosophy on psychology? You need to find a way to not feel that anxiety or that urge, you know, that urge to have to click the button like you're going to miss out on money or miss out on the trade if you don't click the button. If you can find a way to get rid of that. And I'm not talking about just not listening to it. I'm talking about finding a way to work on your psychology where you don't even feel that. That'll allow you to have way more clarity when you're approaching the charts. And the best way I can advise you to do that is actively look for a reason not to trade. I know that sounds silly, but it's helped me. Where you're actively, you're not sitting there trying to be like, okay, I think I could take a trade here. You're actively looking for a reason why you should not take the current trade that you're thinking about trading. And if you can't find a reason not to take it, then take it. I think that'll help you a lot. Calming music helps too. I got some lo-fi in my ear right now. Had to make my last 20. That was the most stressful. I've blown accounts right there, man. Kevel. I've blown accounts right there. I feel like the YouTube is really delayed for some reason. Is it delayed or is it my feed that's delayed? I think it's my feed. Just told myself I'm taking too many trades today, locking in the profits. That's the other thing. Being satisfied with the base hits is another really key component to finding success. You know, making $200-300 in a day and being okay with that. Just calling it a day. And not feeling like, hey man, I gotta make $1,000 today. I gotta make 2,000, whatever it is. Just being satisfied with the base hits and allowing those to stack up. You know, when I started adding up, so, you know, for a long time, I just needed those home runs. I needed the $1,000, $2,000 days every day. And then I looked back on my trading and I said, okay, if I had just made on these 5 accounts or this one account, if I had just been satisfied with $200-300 a day, which at points I was up that amount on these days, if I had just stopped trading and just been satisfied with that, where would I be right now? You know, instead of blowing the account. And when you start to look at that, it's like, dude, just be satisfied with the base hits. They stack up and they make a lot of money over time. All right, Dakota, I appreciate that, man. 27 is that's not even a bad day, man. I consider that basically break even. That's the commission for taking the trade. Yeah, 175 on the 25K. That's you know, base hits. Because Trey, you will still have days where you get into a trade and they just rocket in the right direction and you make way more than what you were anticipating, and that's a happy outcome. Allow those to happen. If you don't stay alive, you won't live long enough in with that account to be able to see those sorts of days. You'll have to keep cycling through evals. Yeah, good risk management there, Dakota. Good job, man. You're doing well, bro. You remember it wasn't that long ago where you could not do what you're doing right now, which is just walking away. You'd have to sit there and keep trading until the account was gone. So good job. Took that short at 30,083. I was aiming for 1K to 1,500, but saw momentum going back up, so I exited at 500. Could have had 700, but who am I to complain about 500? Hey, 500 is a good day, man. Yes, the orders in orange or bright red are typically higher. There's a larger amount of orders at those levels. It pays off, Dakota. It pays off because you'll come back and you'll have an outstanding day. And instead of blowing the account, you'll still have the account that you're currently trading and you'll be able to capitalize on those days. So, good job. Order book is thin. Got some good upside here on ES up to the mid 50s, 75, 55. But MQ is a little thin. There are orders above us on MQ. It's not very heavy. And we're getting these really strong pullbacks here. Look at that. It's the second time. As soon as I say that, it gives this just flailing dump. Hey, I appreciate that, Aaron. Glad to have you, man. If I trade Asia session tonight, does that count as a new day? Don't want to mess up my consistency. Yes. When the futures market closes at 5 and reopens at 6, that 6 o'clock open is considered a new day. Can you keep saying that? Needed the dump, Metro. Yeah, the pullbacks are very aggressive, man. That is aggressive right here. And we just had another one of those back here. Or was it over here? Very aggressive. Are you live every day still? I am. Yep. I will not be live this Friday. I'm taking a trip for a wedding, but we'll resume on Monday. We'll be live every day. Yeah, no problem, Trey. Can you rub the dogs on the ES orb? It still might play out. Yeah, I recommend doing it 1 by 1, DT. Will, what's up, man? You think it might go to new week opening gap? That would be ideal, but I don't know. White House on X directly denies the Iran state media report draft of MOU between the U.S. and Iran. Just need a little Trump fart to put push price lower. That's funny. What's your TP, Kai? Nice. Are you gonna buy soon? No, I would not. I would be patient here, man. Hey Christian, any suggestions to stop eating crap? I work my butt off at the gym, but then I eat a lot of chips. How bad do you want it, man? Do you want to eat chips more than you want to look good and be healthy? I do not trade gold, no. Make sure you're doing a lot of cardio too, man. Done for the day, locked out, 2K times 5 counts, very nice, man. Ivy, thanks for being here, bro. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. It's a daily challenge. I struggle with it too, man. I ate a pizza last night. I shouldn't have done that. I ate so well yesterday. I've been struggling since I got off tests. I've really been struggling with staying dialed in. It's crazy how like the psychological effect that has. I told myself on Sunday when I got back home because I was out of town that I was going to lock in, and I did lock in yesterday, and then at the end of the day I got lazy. So I'll do it if you do it. Is your TikTok supposed to be just book that? No, I just wanted to see. I wanted to show you guys that level. That 900 level was a key level right there. I should have vocalized that, but that 900 level was a key level. I took a little bit of profit on that with my personal account there, 140. Small micro trade. Letting the base hits build, baby. ES tapped into it last night, I think, didn't they? Yeah, ES tapped into it a little bit down here last night. Right here. I would think that if NQ is going to do it, ES would do it as well. Eric, what's up, man? There you go, Aaron. Have a good day, bro. God bless you too, man. Did you hit the gym already, Dakota? Yeah, that's 195 is a good day, man. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Yon? I would, here's my suggestion to you, man. Until you get clear bullish order flow, I would not be looking for longs. I would be looking for continuation shorts. Now, I say that and we could get a reversal, but I would wait for clear signs that we're bullish or we have a bullish reversal before I'd be sitting there. It's better, like I've said before, it's better to be late on the entry and be right than to be early and be wrong. So don't worry about this idea of trying to bottom tick the reverse. That's a silly, I mean, some people can do it. Powell's good at it. He's got his own method, but don't make that your main focus. It doesn't matter. That's what you're looking for is you're just looking to be right. You're looking to make some money. You're looking to shake the money tree, take a couple of leaves and move on. You don't need this. You don't need the perfect screenshot to post of, bottom ticking a reversal and all that. Don't make that your focus. It's easy to get distracted doing that kind of thing. Go with the flow of the market. If the market's telling you it wants to go down, ride the wave in that direction. If it tells you it wants to go up, ride the wave in that direction. Right now, based on what you're seeing here, since 8:30 this morning, we've dumped basically 470 points. So I would be continuing to look for a trade in that direction until the market tells you it's ready to go up. And there's nothing really in here that tells you that. We had to tap into this 15-minute here. And then a continuation lower. This would have been a good continuation short. This is what the book map looks like. Book map is showing tons of liquidity down underneath us still. So I'd be looking for a potential entry for a move lower if you weren't able to capitalize on this initial dump. I mean, and as soon as I say that, as soon as I said that, this is just a strong push down to those 80s. Damn. Girlfriend locked in $1,000. Very nice. You're the next Trump? I hope not. And she held through a little bit of some rockiness too. I'm proud of her. I think a lot of people would have closed where she held on. Played out perfectly. Next, Nancy Pelosi. Do I think it could fill the new week opening gap? It very well could. That's pretty far down here. But who's to say we're not going to continue to dump? That's how much we've dumped so far. 500 points. So we'll see. There you go, Jordan. Smudge, it's not a bad idea. It's okay, man. You made money. What did you say you made? 500? Yeah, you made 500. It's a good day. It's a good day. The markets are always going to be here. So there'll be plenty of other opportunities. Janice, yeah, the P&L is on the screen. I think you can make sure that's big enough for you to see. I think it's big enough. But yeah, 1600 basically times 5, and then 140 on the personal capital. A lot of liquidity up to the 30,000 level here. Was it the same trade, David? It was at 1400 and then it came down to 1100. Why'd you take shorts? Bookmap. Bookmap was clear. I mean, I said that if you play back the stream, rewind to the beginning of the stream, you'll hear my thoughts. But Bookmap had a ton of liquidity underneath this. Hey man, you remember me? Shadow, yeah. Can't see Bookmap? Sure. I wouldn't put TPs based on dollar amounts, David, then you can get into some trouble doing that. And do it based on market structure or what you're seeing on Bookmap. That would be my recommendation for your TPs. My Russian brother, what's up? How's it going, man? So Bookmap doesn't do time frames. It's continual because there's no candlesticks. There's this 300 level that I had marked coming up. Currently munching on some lean turkey steaks. Nice. There you go, Shadow. That's awesome, man. That's discipline. That's bouncing back right there. Got to get the macros in. Nice. You already hit the gym? What time is it over there? I trade order flow and momentum loosely combined with ICT. There's a specific ICT setup I like, which is the unicorn setup, and I like taking that. But I can tell you for this whole month of May and April, I have basically strictly been trading order flow. So what you're seeing here is there is liquidity in the market, and this is showing you where it is. So these are limit orders stacked up that you see, like this big red line, these orange lines, and then these are the volume bubbles for the orders that are being executed currently, where price currently is. So the bigger the bubble, the more volume's being executed. If it's more green than red, then there's more buys being executed, buy orders. If there's more red than green, then there's more sell orders being executed. I did short it at every trade I've taken. The 3 trades I've taken the day were shorts. 5:40 p.m. Okay. Christian wants to trade up to a lot. Can you hook him up? Are there a lot of Ladas over there in Russia, in Moscow? I feel like Moscow's got mostly like Mercedes and BMWs and stuff. Okay, yeah, that's good, David, yeah. Why don't you use single color bubbles? What do you mean by that? Single color? This is the total volume is what I have the setting to. So you can change it to volume delta, and that'll show you, oh, that's all green. But I like seeing the total volume instead of the volume delta. G-Wagons and Lambos, yeah. It's all those oligarchs. All the oligarchs, as Bernie says. This is called Bookmap. It's level 2 data, shows institutional order flow. Peak. Bookmap saying it's pushing up to these levels right here, man. It could be a retrace for a move lower. It could be, you know, a move up. We'll see. It is personal preference, by the way, Samash. Passed my account today, 1 year and 6 months of trading. There you go, Lewis. Very nice, man. You know, David, if you're taking the more like ICT style of trades, I recommend the set it and forget it mentality. I mean, have a break even point that you say, hey, if it comes here, I'm going to move to break even. But for the most part, if you're trading an ICT setup, I'd say the best way that you can trade is set it and forget it. Take the trade, set your stop loss, set your take profit level, and just let it play out. Move to break even when it's appropriate, and let it play. But that's not how I trade right now. I mean, I'm trailing stops aggressively. What am I seeing? This is level 2 data, institutional order flow. We're trading temperature over here. Have you always traded with order flow? No. I was way more heavy into ICT and was learning Bookmap. And as I've evolved, I went from trading strictly ICT while trying to learn Bookmap to using Bookmap in conjunction with ICT, now to being very comfortable trading strictly Bookmap order flow trades. I'll still trade some ICT setups if I see them, but for the most part, I lean extremely heavily into the order flow momentum side of things. Man, I'm craving a LaCroix and I'm all out. Dude, I would love to come over there. I'd love to visit over there. Need that war to stop. Get that war to come to a close, man. I know it's probably not really affecting your, most likely not affecting your day to day, but just to be comfortable, you know. You do any giveaways? Yeah, I do them in the Discord. When I have money in my wallets on my prop firm accounts, I usually use that to buy accounts and give them away. You book your trip to the birdie yet? No, have not. Have not. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Day to day is probably not as noticeable as the year to year. Just wish we could normalize relations, get the wars to stop. Stop with all the sanctions and all that. Wouldn't say it's a full like transition over there. It's just growing and applying. The Bookmap is a tool, you know. It's like using an indicator, you know. And I feel like the more you get comfortable with reading it and understanding it, the more you feel comfortable leaning into it. And so ICT or supply and demand, any of that is still very solid strategies in my opinion. But I would definitely, even if you're wanting to continue to trade those strategies, I think it's good to have Bookmap as an added confluence to those trades. Thought about moving to Canada? Don't move to Canada, man. I think Alberta is like the only okay place in Canada. Everett, what part are you in? You in Alberta? Not to flex or anything, but I made $12 today. It's a good day, man. It's green. It's expensive, man. Most of Canada is pretty expensive for what you get. This is my understanding now. I don't live there. And I could have a completely wrong impression. But it's not ideal for my liking in a lot of respects. Seems like they're being invaded too. Joke's on you, I lost 27. Everybody's getting invaded at this point, yeah. It's true. All right, David, have a good day, man. They're everywhere. I don't know, man. I've heard really bad things about the healthcare over there. Really bad things. I only risk like 1 to 200 per trade. Should I risk more? Depends on the account size. Depends on your available drawdown. A lot of different factors at play. Healthcare and Rush is good. I think 1 to 200 is a good sizing. 1 to 200 risk. Yeah, Everett, exactly. I've heard the wait list for stuff is ridiculously long. Like it's free, but you can't get an appointment for like 5 years to get something done. She's gone already. Man, I'm down 270 on my 25K. Should I stop or should I take one more trade? You've only taken one trade? Andre? Yeah, I mean, I'd PAX. That's basically what I do. I trade order flow momentum combined loosely with ICT. I definitely think if you're an ICT trader, learning Bookmap and implementing that into your strategy is very helpful. Took 2 trades, down 270 on a 25K. I would be tempted to call it a day, man. I'd be tempted to call it a day. My rule of thumb in the past historically has been if I lose 2 trades in a row, I shut it down. Samaj, where are you? Are you in Canada? Oh, you're in the United States. As soon as you said medical debt, yeah, I would imagine you're talking the United States. It's too complicated, yeah. Pax, I appreciate that, man. If you consider it's scary. Healthcare is almost free and very quick. They don't charge unless it's like serious. Yeah. That's wild, man. That's pretty nice. There's a factor that you guys probably aren't dealing with, or at least not on the scale that we are in Canada is, which is smart. And I'm sure you can guess what that factor is. The X factor, if you will. We have a very controlled factor. Yeah, exactly. Which broker do you use? I use, for prop firms, I use Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, Alpha Futures, Lucid, and Apex. And for my personal capital account, I trade it with Tradeivate. I used to use AMP, A-M-P, and I moved my stuff over to Tradeivate because it makes it easier for me to show you guys the P&L. Like, this is my P&L on my personal account for today. Makes it easier just to integrate it into what I have going on already. You're in Jersey? A lot of people moving here to North Carolina from Jersey, man. PJ and I were talking about that. It's like, it's the place to move. Are we bullish now? Can we buy? I don't see bullish order flow at this moment, man. You had a small retrace here. I mean, look at the pattern. If you're pattern trading, this isn't necessarily bullish order flow. Alberta's the first place in Canada to have a castle wall. Yeah. Trump's live. Uh-oh. I don't see him. I don't see him on like 4 or 5 different stations that I just checked. Well, I usually risk around 150 in each trade on my personal account. Unless you're talking about last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I tilted and blew 4,500. Not good. But yesterday, I recovered 76% of that. No, I recovered, yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah. With personal capital? No. Not with personal capital. No. I let the base hit stack personal capital. 1 to 3 micros. Keeps you alive, makes money. Lawson, if you're up 1,000, man, call it a day. The 5 accounts are funded Lucid accounts, the ones that I traded today. We still have, so that's personal capital. These are the Lucid accounts. And then this is the Take Profit Trader accounts. I haven't taken a trade on those. This is the Alpha Futures accounts. Have not taken a trade on these. So have not taken a trade on Take Profit or Alpha. Have taken a trade on Lucid and personal capital. No one wants your gold signals, dude. Be on. Global Plus is what I use for Bookmap. Minis on prop accounts, I'm all for it. I will not do that until I get my account balance up to, I would say, probably closer to 100,000 before I'll do that. Dude, I would love to do that. She's a fan of horse riding. She did it a lot when she was younger. She doesn't want to go on one of those guided tours where they like, you know, I don't mind it. I don't know. I think Airbnbs are fading out, man, to an extent. Don't they have polar bears in Canada? Airbnbs aren't as cost efficient as they used to be. Yeah. What do you normally risk per trade in your fundeds? $400 or $500. It depends on how much drawdown I have available, man. I'm still milking these Lucid accounts back to life. I've basically recovered what I lost. So I have recovered what I lost last week, plus a little bit. So I got a little over 2,000 of drawdown available in them right now. So I'll risk, $300, $400. It depends on the trade. Initially, if I'm taking an order flow trade, I usually do a 10-point stop off of one mini. So I'm risking 200. And then I typically add into the trade if it's going 10 points into my direction, move to break even, and allow the trade to play out. Maybe even add another contract if we move a little more aggressively. If you're trading one mini, you add another mini. That's how you can add into it. It seems like it wants to go lower. That's what I was just trying to figure out here. Looking for a trade on the take profit accounts here. Trying to get a read on it. Yeah, Dennis, we're up 1,600 times 5 in the Lucid accounts and then 140 in the personal account. Trying to find a little trade here for the take profit accounts. You believe in meme coins? I made some money off of that Shiba Inu coin one time, but that's, I mean, they're not a huge advocate for any of that. Better off putting your money in the S&P 500, man. Now, if you got an extra 1,000 or 2,000 laying around, you want to play around with it, hoping to basically hit the lottery with something, I don't blame you for trying that. I would not be dumping huge amounts of wealth into it, though. Oh, it is 11. Shoot. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. to do it all over again. Hopefully make some more money. Check the Discord. Holy cow, bro. He just wants some cuddles, man. Just wants to hang out. All right, guys. Love you. Have a good day. Be safe. Don't give any money back. If you're green, don't give any of it back. If you're red, don't make it worse. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bookmap has orders underneath us on NQ and on ES. Down to 75.25 on ES, and there are orders down to 29,900, and then lower down to 29,875. Love you guys. We'll see you. All right, Zach. Take care, man. Y'all have a good day.